There you are. Welcome, everybody. It's day 6 of 100 Days of YouTube, and it's a Saturday. And what do salespeople love doing on Saturday? Updating CRM. So, the two most important things to do today, remember, make sure your CRM system's updated. I can't even believe I'm saying this. And hit the subscribe button. That's right. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to follow this ridiculous journey of me trying to post 100 videos in 100 days that actually add some value to salespeople and sales leaders. So today, what am I talking about? Getting to power. So one of the biggest challenges that I see with clients, and also I've had myself in my sales career, is actually getting to power. And I don't just mean somebody who's a decision maker. I mean, getting to the C-suite, getting somebody who sits on a board, getting to the economic buyer, right? Getting to somebody who is a very important top officer, and there's a book called Selling to Veto, very important top officer, which is well worth a read on this as well. But let me boil it down for you as simple as possible. When you are in the SMB and the kind of lower end of the mid-market, going straight into the managing director, founder, some people call themselves a CEO of like 20, 25 people companies, fine, whatever. At that size, it doesn't really matter if you're going in straight at the top. However, as soon as you get to a business that resembles an enterprise in any kind of way, as soon as I'd say you get over about 250 employees, going straight to the top is probably, you're flipping a coin. You are rolling a dice. You are throwing a dart at a dartboard by going straight to the top. What you need to be doing, and this is borne out by numerous books, by my own experience, there's a number of people in this space, some of key influencers will talk about how you do this at the enterprise level. You need to spend 80% of your time below the power level. You need to spend 80% of your time with the people on the front line, gathering insights, understanding problems. You almost need to be acting like a McKinsey or an Accenture consultant, just digging around in the business, finding where the pain points are, where the points of constraint are, what employees are kind of saying around the water cooler, what they're moaning about, what the issues they're seeing as users, as the kind of, the value creators, the people who have direct interface with their own customers. You need to gather that insight together, and you need to start to form your own point of view. You need to form a point of view in terms of, how can I help this business? But more importantly, how can I help the very important top officer, the C-suite individual who's going to have to sign off this deal or sponsor this deal? How can I create value for that individual? And we talked a few days ago about the kind of real reasons people buy: time, money, status, right? How can you help the very important top officer achieve one of those three things? Now, if you go in without having done enough research, it is like trying to fire a cannon from a canoe. It could backfire and sink you. You need a foundation to have that kind of intelligent conversation, but not just a foundation from the work that you've done with that particular prospect, but from all the other customers that you talk to. You, your colleague, your business, you should see yourselves as subject matter experts. You have a broad and deep level of understanding of the problems you solve. You will speak to businesses every day that are similar to or in competition with this customer you're trying to sell to. So you have insight, you have value. And when you go into that meeting, when you prepare that meeting, you want to be really clear on the value that you're going to be able to deliver. So think like a consultant, think like you're on, 10 grand a day. You are going to deliver value in this 30-minute conversation because you have insights, you have value that top officer is going to want to know about. So there might be things that are on that top officer's mind. He or she may have 2 or 3 really burning priorities, and it might be about tapping into those. Or just as importantly, or maybe more importantly, it might be about identifying issues that it's coming down the road for them, but they're not aware of yet. Highlighting areas where other people in the market are doing something slightly different and the benefits they're reaping from it. So you want to think about your point of view, and you want to think about whether you can tell them something about their business they don't know. Now, here's the interesting thing. They might not agree with your hypothesis. They might not agree with your assumptions. They might not agree with your data. However, they will respect you for having the opinion, and they will correct you and give you their view of state of play, which incidentally might be absolutely spot on, but also might be slightly off based on what you know. However, it's a really powerful way to leave an impression with those individuals, to get them engaged with you as a seller. You only get one shot at this, so prep, do the homework, build that groundswell, and then remember, these individuals are not going to put up with being drilled with your standard run-of-the-mill discovery questions like, what are your pain points? What keeps you awake at night? What business metrics is that affecting? You want to have a real clear view of the metrics they're struggling with. You want to have a real clear view on why they're struggling, and your questions you ask in that meeting need to be surgical. So first of all, you want to ask a lot less of them. Secondly, you want to get straight to the point. And thirdly, you want to provide really rich context as to why you're asking that question. So frame it around the challenge that you're seeing in the market, and in particular, some of the signs that their business is struggling from that challenge. Ask the question more as a diagnosis, as you're almost looking for them to confirm what you already know. And then once you get those 2 or 3 questions asked, move into the value delivery. Don't hang around. You've only probably got half an hour, maybe 45 minutes at the most with some of these folks. Invariably these days, you may not get it face-to-face. However, I would say this, ask for face-to-face first of all. And if you get it, get your ass into their building. Do not sit there and look at it and go, oh, it's a 400-mile drive or a train journey, or I'm not sure. Make the effort to get in front of them if they offer you face-to-face, because it is definitely worthwhile. So speed to value is key. Get to the point quickly. Get to where you think you can deliver value. Sit and listen to the feedback you get, whether there's a buy-in. And then at that point, ask more questions, dig down a bit more, and then try and get some kind of consensus to move forwards. Like any kind of meeting, always try and get next steps. What you'll probably find is you get delegated down to somebody. It might be somebody you already engaged with. It might be somebody new in the organization. That's great. Take the initiative, engage with them. Don't wait to be introduced by the very important top officer. Reach out yourself. Say, so and so. Sandra suggested I work with you on this. Copy Sandra in, obviously, but you take initiative, you drive it. But follow up regularly with the C-suite execs. Send them mails on a kind of bi-weekly, monthly basis, just to let them know what's going on. Doesn't need to be one piece, 3 to 5 bullet points. Keep it succinct, but keep them in the loop, just so they know. There are some great books on this. Selling to Veto, Very Important Top Officers, is a good book. There's another one called Selling Above and Below the Line by William Miller. And he does a really good job of talking about particularly the different types of questions that you ask to people below the power line that you would do to above the power line. But the key message for today is this. Don't rush in and go straight for the top. Spend your time below the power line, building your understanding of the business, building a groundswell to the point where actually when you finally get the meeting with the exec, they already know about you. They're already sort of, I've heard about you. You've been talking to all my people. I've been hearing great things. Really looking forward to this conversation. You want to try and get that kind of reputation. You want to try and build that kind of base so that when you fire your shot, you're doing it from a fantastic position. Best of luck. I'm back here tomorrow, day 7. Looking forward to it. We'll have done a week then. Cheers. Happy Saturday.